Okay, so this is a very full circle moment for me, Stephen, because this little girl, that's me.
Whoa.
Okay. And
Huh?
I had to get a second Gordon cassette tape because we wore out the first one taking road trips to see my great grandma all the way up north. My family religiously listened to that album front and back, going 14 hours up north to Shaplo. So, what does it like mean to you when somebody says that you were a part of the fabric of their life, their musical life?
Honestly, it's absolutely the greatest thing. Like, that's when I started getting stories like that, because there's a point, I think, in a musician's career when if you're out there in your 20s and you're popular in your 20s, and I think you kind of focus on, like, what's gonna happen when I'm not in my 20s anymore, when I'm not at the top of my game or whatever the thing is, because you feel competitive. You're competitive with yourself, and then you hear people say, like, "That song, If I Had $1,000,000," like, it's the only pop song my grandma knew in English or whatever the thing is. Like, those kinds of things for me, it's the greatest because now when I do shows, people come and it's 4 generations of people coming to these shows, and they're all singing along with songs that are represent different memories for them. Like, they bring all those memories. So your long car rides or somebody else's first year in university or whatever they are, they all bring those experiences back to one place, and together we sing a song, Brian Wilson or whatever else, and together. That's the greatest. I couldn't ask for a better gift. So thank you for that, because that
Yeah,
means
I can't believe I'm even telling you that story because it's like your voice is so synonymous to my tween teen years. So is Freebird to Leonard Skinner what Brian Wilson is to Stephen Page? We're
pretty
not somebody
close.
always in the background yelling it out.
Oh, pretty close. Although I haven't, people will yell "Freebird" at me. I went to see Ringo Starr recently, and somebody yelled "Freebird" at him. I thought it was so inconsiderate. You don't yell "Freebird" at a Beatle.
You don't.
Come on.
You should not be allowed to do that. Now when you hang out with Ryan Reynolds, Stephen, do you get to try on his Deadpool costume? Does he let you?
It's too small. It's
He
tall
doesn't
enough.
have other sizes?
He doesn't have chubby guy sizes.
Come on. Because we really, I mean, up in Windsor and Essex County, we loved the Canada Loves You Back
Thank
video that went viral. I mean, he deserved that award, and it was so awesome for you to be a part of that. I mean, it's in my head right now as we speak. So you were headed to the Kingsville this weekend for the Greenway Jam, formerly the Kingsville Folk Music Festival. What do you like most about doing like a festival circuit in your hometown province? What's the best thing about it?
I think, like, the festivals, whether they call them folk festivals or not, the festivals across Canada are just an integral part of a Canadian summer to me. Like, even, as a kid, we would go to see music festivals, whatever else. My dad was involved with the Mariposa Festival when I was a kid, so we would go to that and you'd see, like, whether it was Pete Seeger or Taj Mahal or whatever else, and like, just to get me into different types of music. You learn about different kinds of music. That's so there's the educational side, but then there's also for me as a musician, the fact that you actually get to hang out with other musicians. That's something I think when we're on the road all the time, we don't really get to do that often. To see other musicians and spend time with them, and at festivals like this, there's things like workshops in the afternoon. So it kind of forces you to interact with other musicians. And I think that's a huge treat for the audience. They get to actually see you kind of in a way out of your comfort zone. And in another way, though, in a really nice informal setting that's not like putting on a big show. And I think that's such a kind of a Canadian thing too, that we love to be able to be an environment where you're not where it's not overly showy and it's not phony. It's very honest and authentic, and I think that's usually what these festivals are like.
Yeah, and I mean that it's very you, you know. These are artists that are up and coming as you were once
Yep.
many moons ago. And you've done this festival before. You've been to Windsor and Essex County a few times, so we're very familiar with how you roll, and we're so excited for this weekend. You have a new album coming out. So are you considered folk rock? Is that what your genre is considered now?
Well, if that'll get me onto the festival, then I'll be whatever you want me to be. I don't know. I mean, there was acoustic guitar and stuff in it, but it's so weird. Like, now being an old guy, I always think of what I make as pop music, but pop music now is largely R&B and hip hop based music. So, But for me, the idea of pop music is like, what did the Beatles write? Pop songs. Like, so that's kind of what I think I do. But it's not rock. And like, I do have a kind of a rock and roll band formation, but in general, I would call this singer-songwriter music. How about that?
Yeah, got it. And that's, I mean, essentially what the basis of country music is here.
Yep,
Since we are a country station.
totally.
I know we don't have that much time. I so appreciate you taking the time. Before you go, I like to play games on my show.
Yeah,
So I thought we would do a little game. You ready to do a little game with me, Stephen Page?
for sure.
We're gonna do. Okay.
All right.
What does that say?
The squirrel challenge.
That's right. The squirrel challenge. So I'm gonna describe some iconic songs with girl in the title, and you need to guess the song, but replace girl with
Squirrel.
You got it. Okay, so let's do the first one. Let's just mix it up, Okay, so this 1984 song promoted materialism and dating guys who had money. The sales of pearl necklaces, rubber bracelets, and netted gloves with ruffles skyrocketed. Name that song.
We are living in a material world, and I am a material squirrel.
Yes.
There you go.
Material squirrel. I kind of like that one has a better ring to it. Let's do one more or two more of the Stephen Page Squirrel Challenge. This 1981 song centers on a young man in love with his best friend's girl. Boy, does he wish he could have this girl.
Rick Springfield wishes he could have Jesse's squirrel.
Yes. Again, I'm just like into these ones much more than the original. And I'll do a pop song since we're talking about pop. This 2008 pop song sparked controversy because the protagonist wanted to make out with her friend. You can taste the cherry chapstick now. Name that squirrel song.
That's Katy Perry. I kissed a squirrel.
And I liked it. She liked it. Well, it works on so many levels. I mean, we could go on and on with these, but I
was waiting for Milli Vanilli. Squirrel, you know it's true.
See, we don't have that much time. Too bad, though. Maybe this is a bit you can do on stage at the festival. I want to say thank you again for just, again, I'm super fan, being so dedicated to your journey of mental health. That's very important as we share your journey through your stories and your music. And what is the name of the new album, by the way?
It's called Excelsior, which means onward and upward.
And onward and upward. And that's out in the fall?
Comes out end of September, yeah.
End of September. Well, we look forward to that. So get your passes now to the Greenway Music Jam that's put on by the Kingsville Music Society and Stephen headlines on Saturday night. One more thing before we go. I've been dying to know. Do you eat your Kraft Dinner with a spoon or a fork?
Oh, fork.
Fork.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta shovel it in with a spoon.
One of those things. I reach for the fork just out of habit, and then usually wish I'd had a spoon. But I'm not picky about it. It's not like cereal or ice cream where it has to be the right size spoon. Like, I like a small spoon for ice cream, a large spoon for cereal. I don't know.
Yes.
But when
The
it comes
shoveling.
when it comes to Kraft Dinner, it's like I would take a one of those sanitary rubber gloves and just shovel it in my mouth.
Oh, well, with the fork though, you do get to put the noodle on each tine, and that's the fun part, right?
Exactly. That's exactly.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thanks so much, Morgan.
Oh, my pleasure.